All right, we're back at it again, folks. 238, pick is up. Last pick for the Seahawks. I don't think the Seahawks are going to be trading for an extra 7th round pick this year. So this is almost certainly the end of the line. This is going to be our last pick. And then we just have some time to regroup before UDFA starts. Quick reminder, I will be going live on the Bleacher Report for about half an hour right after the draft ends to just talk about the 3 days that we had. So if that sounds interesting to you, come on over there. So we're going to have some fun. The pick is in, by the way. Seattle has punched in something. No trade, no moving around. Looks like we're just going to go ahead and pick here. So again, you can't really go wrong here. There's nothing to get upset about pretty much no matter what happens. It's not really worth the effort. 99% of the players that you don't pick here are going to end up in UDFA anyway, and you can try to get them that way if you really want to. But again, I have 2 players that I thought that I put a 3rd round grade on with Kobe Bryant and Holland Pierce still available. Now, granted, the fact that those players are still available says that there's something up, but I think there's upside. Oh, Ricky White the third. Okay, Ricky White the third. Okay, that's kind of a little bit of a cook here. At least it could be. So let's talk about Ricky White for a second here. Ricky White the third, wide receiver out of UNLV. I really liked Ricky White watching him play in college, but I wasn't sure if it was going to work in the NFL because it's UNLV. They play a very weird offense. So then he tested miserably at the combine, and I kind of lost interest. But then he had a nice little pro day. So there are a few different ways to interpret that. Either the pro day was unfairly favorable to him, because sometimes pro days do that, where they give the player, it's not objective because it's a pro day, or the player was just having a really bad day at the combine and the pro day shows who he really is. Now, either way, I think the guy's worth a 7th round pick. Even if the combine outed him as a deep threat receiver that doesn't have speed, I still think he's worth a 7th round pick because there's some other good stuff with him. And if he is the player he showed at his pro day with actual reasonable speed, like I think at his pro day he ran a 4.5 and at the combine it was like a 4.7, then I probably would have put him in like the 5th round. So we don't know, but it doesn't really matter that much either way because we got him in the 7th round. We got him in the kind of late 7th round. So I think that's good, man. I think that's good. I never updated my big board to account for the pro day because I don't know. I don't know which one's true, right? When you get completely contradictory pieces of information from the combine and the pro day, I don't know how to feel about it. But at the end of the day, either way, it's totally fine. So I'm good with this. I think there's some upside here. I think he could be kind of I think he could be MVS. I think he could be like an MVS kind of. So MVS only here for 1 year. Hey, Ricky White going to be here for a little while longer than that. All right. So that's the final pick of the day for the Seahawks. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Again, I'm streaming the rest of the draft, but very soon here, getting out, going over to Bleacher Report, streaming for a half hour. Hope to see you guys over there. Go Hawks. Everybody have a great rest of your day. And look, it wasn't my favorite draft. It wasn't. I freely admit that. There's some stuff that I don't get here. There's some stuff that I can't really get into, but hey, a lot of new Seahawks, a lot of new players getting added to this team, and each one brings his own unique possibility and own unique potential, and there is something fun about that. Even if I'm not a big fan of where they are right now, even if I'm not too optimistic on where they could end up being, I still think that we are talking about a potentially seismic shift with this team going forward, and that's all you can ask for sometimes. Well, you can ask for a little bit more, but realistically, hey, I have an appreciation for this pick in particular, so it's a good note to go out on. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks.